Hello everybody, Dave Neal here, stand-up comic, host of Bachelor Nation News. In this video, we have Kaitlyn Bristowe commenting on Michelle's breakup with Nayte. Of course, Kaitlyn is a former lead and also Bachelor commentator, and also former co-host who was there side by side with Michelle on her journey this past fall. So she's got some good insight of what went down. Follow me on Instagram at Neals. I'm also going live at 10 a.m. patreon.com/Dave Neal for private behind-the-scenes content. I'm also going to have a bonus video up tomorrow because we hit 275 members. We're actually at 304 members, so thank you to everyone who's joined over there. And before we get into this story, I do want to promote Dave Neal's community. This is the free Facebook community. I just want to share a message we received today. It's some of the best people in the world. They're the kindest people, and of course, in times of need, this is one of the places people are going to reach out for help. Hey everyone, desperate for some help here. My granddaughter's 5 months old, and we cannot find her formula anywhere from New York to Maryland. We live in Pennsylvania. If anyone is out and about in Walmart, can you let me know if you can find Parents' Choice hypoallergenic baby formula in powder form? I need 1 case. I'll PayPal or Venmo. So anyway, go to my community if for whatever reason you might be able to help here or know someone who can help here. I'd really appreciate that. It's, again, a free community on Facebook, Dave Neal's community. All right, let's get into the story. So before we talk about what Kaitlyn said, let's just look a little recap on Nayte. Of course, Nayte has been photographed out with Deandra. We don't know the exact timeline of when they actually broke up. Usually, couples will break up weeks or even months before they announce it to the public, kind of get their ducks in a row here. But here they are at, I don't know, are they on a boat? So there they are, and you've got, again, this is from a few days ago. I didn't feel the need to make a video about this. I probably could have, but of course, there's Nayte there, Deandra. I mean, as far as body language goes, they're sitting next to each other, but they're both hands are you know, they've left room for the Holy Spirit. Let's put it that way. And not a huge deal, but of course, you know, that's where they are. Proximity don't lie. People commenting, I was rooting for you. We all were rooting for you. No one can tell me otherwise, but Nayte has been over that relationship for a while because he moves way too fast. And who knows? Maybe that's the case. Maybe not. Maybe the relationship ended. We don't know. We're speculating. Always a dangerous place to be. Let's hear what Kaitlyn has to say on her podcast from July 14th called Grape Therapy.
My take on that, well, all relationships are, of course, different, but I didn't want to delete any of that because all those moments and pictures and memories were still real for me. Like, even though it didn't work out and I could have had like many negative feelings towards him or like feel angry, those are still like really happy memories in my life, like a big part of my life. And I don't want to just delete them out of anger. And I'm still happy they're there now because it's just part of your journey of like where you're getting to now. And it's like a photo album of your life.
Here's power to Kaitlyn for keeping old photos from exes. I delete that. Those things are gone. I don't know. For me, it's like, you know, up until the last couple decades, we lived in a world where you moved on and you know, what you had currently was in your, you know, in your proximity, and the past is the past. But hey, some people can hold on to those things, not me.
And so to be able to look back on them and be like, okay, I don't have hate towards this person. Like, we did have real times and time has moved on now and it led us to where we are now. And so I didn't know they did that, Michelle and Nayte. I know they're probably in the bitter phase of the ending of the relationship. So interesting.
Do you have an insider scoop on what happened?
Well, okay. I don't want to speak for Michelle because it's her story and it's his story and whatever, but
let's do it.
I've obviously talked to her and like, I'm there for her, of course. I was there for her through her whole experience. So I know that she was definitely blindsided, but she said that she was confused because I think it was like after her birthday and she was like, wait, what? I don't know what happened. I don't know this for a fact. It's just in my opinion. I'm like, did he just like the attention or did he find someone else? Because it did feel abrupt.
Right.
It felt abrupt. You know, and this breakup has similarities to Katie Thurston, Blake Moynes, which I'm going to cover that video next or later today, in the sense that Katie Thurston was supposed to be flying to Canada to see Blake and then didn't get on the flight and they ended up breaking up. She just knew, I don't want to meet more of the family. I know. And that was it. And it's similar in the long distance sense where Blake was probably expecting, hey, once Katie shows up, we're going through a rough patch, but when she shows up, we'll rekindle. I mean, I've been that guy before. I've been that guy before in long distance where I'm like, all I need to do is get closer to proximity and I can win her back. I can make it work. All the differences that we have there, I can fix this. I'm a fixer, right? That's my thought with Blake, is that he was like, all right, we're not together yet, but when we are, things are good, this and that and the other. And maybe Michelle felt the same way about Nate. All right, we don't live together yet, but when we do, it's going to, that's the biggest problem. It's hard to know what red flags are in a relationship when you're not, when you're doing long distance, because is it the long distance or is it something else?
It did and it didn't. I watched the finale with my dad. He was like sleeping over. He had something in the morning. He had never watched an episode in his entire life. Michelle's finale was the only episode he's ever watched. And the whole time he was yelling at the screen to pick Brandon. Because she was like, listen to your parents. They know what they're talking about,
Do you think if she picked Brandon, they'd still be together?
No.
Well, I don't think she loved him. Let's say she loved him, then yes. But my dad and her parents.
Yeah, we look at this as wow, it's one versus the other. She clearly was into Nate more than Brandon. So as heartbroken as Brandon was, we'll see how his story plays out in the future.
But I don't think Nate is ready.
Yeah.
And my dad only watched the finale.
Well, you could,
This annoys me because it's like a broken clock's right twice a day. So everyone was like, Nate wasn't ready. Maybe you're right, but also what did we get that info from? I know people say, well, his parents said it. Other people said that. It's like, you're not ready until you're ready. You rise to the occasion when the situation is right. And you know what? It's obvious that he wasn't, but most people that are on the show aren't ready. They're going to experience fame for the first time. You have all these forces working against a relationship.
Yeah, I mean, that just goes to show how obvious it was that he really didn't seem ready. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why it doesn't seem the craziest that he liked the spotlight. He wanted to prove everyone wrong, probably. He probably did love Michelle. Michelle's beautiful, smart, and interesting. You can't not. I do think he did love her.
Totally.
But not, he's not ready. So.
And maybe he thought, I like you. Yeah. Oh, Minnesota, sure. And then he's sitting in Austin. It's nice and warm, dry heat, and he's like, gosh, Minnesota. I'm going to pack up my life. I mean, didn't he sell what his property there? I don't know. Maybe he did think he was going to be able to work remote, and that kind of fell through, and one thing led to another, and he's like, that bond that we had in person, that's just not strong enough. I mean, hey, look, that's the difference between lust and love. You can't tell the difference until you can.
Yeah.
But then she also, this is what I thought was so classy of her. What? I'm a big Michelle fan.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Love Michelle.
She messaged one of the Bachelor Nation fan accounts.
Bachelor Nation Nut Scoop.
And was like, look, when people unfollow, people think it's because they don't like the person or don't like the account. I love your account, but I need a break from Bachelor Nation. So just know I'm unfollowing so I don't have to see anything.
You know what? And it makes perfect sense. You got to set boundaries. I've set boundaries that I'm not going to read I'm not going to dip into the comment section of Reddit again. I had to set a boundary that I don't feel like it's a place where I am wanted or belonged. And that's okay, because you don't need, Michelle shouldn't be watching my channel. She shouldn't be watching the comments of people that are weighing in on her relationship. It's just going to annoy her. Set your boundaries, but understand, just because something's out there on the internet doesn't mean it's for you. What other people think of you, Michelle, it's none of your business.
But I will follow again. I am a fan of you.
Oh, that's nice.
Because you don't know who runs these accounts. It's probably just someone who's a fan, and and
they care.
Would get her if who unfollowed me, but she unfollowed everyone.
Who?
Mariska from Law and Order.
She unfollowed everybody?
Yeah, she had 1,000 followers, and now she has 0.
Interesting.
So I didn't take it too personally, but I was
Yeah, I always took it personally because Amy Schumer was my friend after the season, and she follows Brit and not me, and I'm like, what?
I was shocked by that.
I know, she was on my season and on my date, and then we kept in touch. We used to FaceTime, and she used to be like, yeah, if you're ever in New York, come stay at my place. This was a long time ago. And then I was looking, and she follows Brit, not me. I was like, I'm was so confused.
This sounds petty to people until it happens to you, and it's just like these are just like social media microaggressions that do add up over time.
Now you're friends with me, so you have a new New York comedian.
Yeah.
You're fine.
I'm bigger, better things.
Bigger and better.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was that. All right, Tia Booth is having a boy.
All right, so we got through that. That's pretty much all they had to say about that. All right, well, I mean, look, we didn't really learn anything new other than Kaitlyn Bristowe, the mythological queen of Bachelor Nation here, Greek goddess. What would her special power be? Greek goddess of red wine, maybe? Either way, she weighs in there on the Michelle situation, and yeah, clearly they were in different places, and that relationship is dead as a doornail. And we're going to discuss another relationship dead as a doornail, Blake Moynes and his thoughts on Katie. Nick Viall does a good job as an interviewer, trying to get some sound bites out of Blake. Maybe tries to lead him a little bit into wondering if Blake was cheated on. So we'll get into that story, and I'll play that clip next. We'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Don't forget to go to my Instagram @DNeals for my stand-up show info, patreon.com/Dave Neal for behind-the-scenes membership opportunities. And, of course, go to Dave Neal's Facebook page and check out and see if you can help out our good friend over there find formula for her grandchild. All right, see you guys soon. Bye, everyone.